Dear friends, welcome back again in the series of Most Credible English Literature MCQs, Part 10. In this series, we have already been covering 900 MCQs previously. In today's session, we are going to cover 100 more MCQs. So, if you have missed out previous 900 MCQs, do watch them and subscribe, like our channel, and share with your friends as well. So, let's start our today's session. MCQ number 901. What is another name of the Prelude, a poem written by William Wordsworth? Answer is Growth of a Poet's Mind. 902. Rhymed decasyllables nearly always in iambic pentameters rhymed in pairs are called. Answer is heroic couplet. 903. The miracle plays mainly deal with the miracles performed by. Answer is saints and saints. 904. An epilogue in play appears. Answer is at the end of the play. 905. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and free. These lines occur in. Answer is Macbeth. 906. In which literary age did poetic plays become popular? Answer is in the Romantic and Victorian age. 907. Riders to the Sea, a very popular one-act tragedy, was written by. Answer is J.M. Singe. 908. Who coined the phrase "lost generation"? The answer is Gertrude Stein. 909. Name the first black woman who won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Answer is Toni Morrison. 910. Which American poet is held as the representative poet of America? Answer is Walt Whitman. 911. Who remarked that Spencer wrote no language? Answer is Ben Jonson. 912. Who was the originator of the Oxford movement? Answer is John Cabell. 913. Who remarked that poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world? Answer is Percy Bysshe Shelley. 914. To whom the phrase stormy sisterhood is associated with? Answer is Bronte sisters. 915. Dash considered the poetry is a mother of lies. Answer is Plato. 916. Who equated poetry with dance? Answer is Aristotle. 917. Who equated poetry with paintings? Answer is Plato. 918. Who called Dryden the father of English criticism? Answer is Dr. Johnson. 919. Name the author of the lives of the most eminent English poets. Answer is Ben Jonson. 920. Who commented that it is not rhyming and versing that makes a poet, no more that makes an advocate? Answer is Philip Sidney. 921. The lines she dwells with beauty, beauty that must be occurs in Keats. Answer is Ode on Melancholy. 922. It is the best of times, it was the worst of time, it was the worst. The opening of Dickens. Answer is A Tale of Two Cities, a very famous novel written by Dickens. 923. Who said, "A coward dies 1,000 times before his death, but the valiant taste of death but once"? Answer is William Shakespeare in his drama Julius Caesar. 924. Which novel of Jane Austen opens with, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife"? Answer is Pride and Prejudice. 925. Adversity is the first path to truth. Who said this? Answer is Lord Byron. 926. Dash is a poem whose first letters of each line spell out a word. That particular poem is called as acrostic poem. 927, a funny poem of 5 lines is called, answer is limerick. 928, moral choice was everything in the works of, answer is Charles Dickens. John Keats was prominently a man of, John Keats is actually famous due to sensations. So he is considered as man of sensations. 930, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1950? So it was Bertrand Russell who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1950. 931, in which year William Butler Yeats won the Nobel Prize in Literature? Answer is 1923. Dash is originally taken from Latin language, which means a little song. So it is a sonnet, which has been taken from the Latin language, and in Latin language it means a little song. 933, name the author of the very famous novel Godfather. So answer is Mario Puzo. 934, which English poet, novelist, and short story writer had born in India? The answer is Rudyard Kipling. 935, Patrick White had won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1973. He was a or an, so he was an Australian, first Australian to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. 936, the English novel has generally been seen as beginning with. So Robinson Crusoe is considered to be the first English novel. 937, Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein, which she wrote in 1818, is an example of. So answer is Gothic novel. So Frankenstein is the best example of Gothic novel written by Mary Shelley, wife of Percy B. Shelley. 938, the period between 1830 and 1840 in the Victorian era saw the rise of, answer is social novel, particularly the works of Charles Dickens. 939, an interest in rural matters and the changing social and economic situation of the countryside is seen in the novels of, so its answer is Thomas Hardy. 940, who said a woman must have money and a room for her own if she is to write fiction? So these are the comments said by Virginia Woolf. 941, Frost at Midnight is a poem written by, answer is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. 942, which poem written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge was the result of his opium dream? Answer is Kubla Khan. 943, The Shepherd's Week and The Beggar's Opera are the works of, answer is John Gay. 944, The Deserted Village is a poem written by, answer is Oliver Goldsmith. 945, whose work influenced the writers who formed the movement now known as Transcendentalism? Answer is Ralph Waldo Emerson. 946, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1948? So answer is Thomas Stans Eliot or T.S. Eliot. 947, The Frontiers of Criticism is a famous dash given by T.S. Eliot. So the Frontiers of Criticism is actually a lecture given by T.S. Eliot. 948, who said that without poetry our science will appear incomplete? So answer is Matthew Arnold. 949, who remarked about Gulliver's Travels that it is universally read from the cabinet council to the nursery? Answer is John Gay. 950, which particular term did Swift in Gulliver's Travels used for the deformed creatures that resemble human beings? Answer is yahoos, particular term used by Jonathan Swift for the deformed creatures that resemble with human beings. 951, Culture and Anarchy is a series of periodical essays by, answer is Matthew Arnold. 952, who reviewed John Ruskin's novel Modern Painters in Westminster Review in April 1856? Answer is George Eliot, also known as Mary Ann Evans. 953, who can be considered among the earliest male proponents of gender equality? Answer is John Stuart Mill. 954, the first poet who was buried in Poets' Corner, Westminster Abbey was, answer is Geoffrey Chaucer. 955, who is known as the first English woman to earn her living by her writing? Answer is Aphra Behn. 956, who became the first ever poet laureate in the history of English literature? Answer is John Dryden. 957, who served for the longest time as poet laureate in the history of English literature? Answer is Alfred Lord Tennyson, and he served as poet laureate for about 42 years. 958, how many poets had turned down the poet laureateship offer? So total 4 poets actually turned down the poet laureateship offer, and among them were the Philip Larkin, Thomas Gray, Samuel Rogers, and Sir Walter Scott. 959, The Elephant on the Moon is the best known verse written by, answer is Samuel Butler. 960, who is called the stress put on a certain syllable? Sorry, what is called the stress put on a certain syllable while speaking a word? It is called as accent. 961, Oscar Wilde's play The Importance of Being Earnest, which he wrote in 1895, is one of the best example of, answer is Comedy of Manners. 962, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925? So it was George Bernard Shaw who was awarded the Nobel Prize in the year of 1925. 963, Pygmalion, a play written by George Bernard Shaw, was basically a, answer is Greek mythology. 964, Ezra Pound's in a station of the metro is a dash poem of 14 words. So verbless. Station in a station of the metro is actually a poem written by Ezra Pound, and that particular poem consists of 14 lines, but there is no any verb used at all in that poem. 965, what is called a lyrical poem, sometimes sung, that focuses on the glorification of a single subject and its meaning? It is called as ode. 966, a short narrative folk song is called as, answer is ballad. 967, the point at which the highest level of interest and emotional response is achieved is called climax. 968, where was Christopher Marlowe born? Marlowe was born at Canterbury in England. 969, the Prince of Poets in his time, on whom grave such inscription is written? Answer is Edmund Spenser. 970, here lies, on whose name was written in water, on whom grave such inscription is written? So such inscription is written on the grave of John Keats. 977, an act of speaking one's thoughts aloud when by oneself or regardless of any hearers is called as, answer is soliloquy. 972, during whose reign morality plays begin? So morality plays began in the reign of Henry VI. 973, where was William Shakespeare buried in? William Shakespeare was buried in Trinity Church. 974, the Cenci, written by Percy Bysshe Shelley, is a, so Cenci is a verse drama written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. 975, in grief to whom Shelley held responsible for the death of Keats. A critic who actually reviewed the work of Keats. So that particular critic actually Shelley held responsible for the death of Keats. 976, who speaks the famous to be or not to be soliloquy in the play Hamlet? So it was Prince Hamlet himself who spoke the famous soliloquy to be or not to be. 977, what was strange about Emily Dickinson? So the strange about Emily Dickinson is that she rarely left home. 978, whom did Queen Victoria regarded as the perfect poet of love and loss? It was D.J. Rosti, whom Queen Victoria regarded as a perfect poet of love and loss. 979, there's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. This line has been taken from, answer is, Hamlet play written by Shakespeare. 980, Thackeray's Esmond is a novel of historical realism, capturing the spirit of, answer is, the medieval age. 981, a son's attraction towards his mother, which we find in D.H. Lawrence's novel, has been termed as, answer is, Oedipus complex. So a son's attraction towards his mother is actually quite clear in the work of D.H. Lawrence, Sons and Lovers novel. 982, my own great religion is a belief in the flesh as being wiser than the intellect. Who wrote this? Answer is D.H. Lawrence. 983, Shakespeare makes fun of the Puritans in which of his plays? Answer is Twelfth Night. 984, heaven lies about us in our infancy. This line occurs in the poem. Answer is Immortality Ode. 985, Wordsworth calls himself a worshipper of nature in which of his poems? Answer is Tenton Abbey. 986, which method of narration has been employed by Dickens in his novel Great Expectations? Answer is direct or epic method. 987, the phrase pathetic fallacy is coined by, answer is John Ruskin. 988, how many soliloquies are spoken by Hamlet in the play Hamlet? 5. 989, the keynote of Browning's philosophy of life is, answer is optimism. 990, the poets who believed that a hard, clear image was essential to verse are called imagists. 991, who is known as the Dryden of the 20th century, that is T.S. Eliot. 992, who is known as the father of short story, Edgar Allan Poe. 993, who remarked that Chaucer found English as a dialect and left as language. Lovers. 994, Bacon borrowed the term essay from the French writer named Montaigne. 995, who is called the first great stylist in English prose? Answer is Francis Bacon. Poetry in the Restoration period was predominantly satirical. 997, The Silent Women is the work of Ben Jonson. 998, Essays of Elia were first appeared in, answer is London Magazine. 999, Matthew Arnold is best known for his poetry. 1000, name the poet who extensively used the alliteration? John Keats. So that's all for today's session. I hope you'll enjoy it and you'll get so much information, key information as far as your preparations are concerned. So do subscribe our channel and do comment it, like it, and share with your friends. So that's all for today. Till the next session. Have a nice time. So see you then. It's goodbye.